Welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about the most beautiful sights in the world. Before we get started, hit the subscribe button and press the notifications button. Let's get started. Number 10. Kyoto, Japan. Time seems to have frozen in Kyoto. This ancient capital of Japan mixes the charm of a classic city, where its inhabitants still wear kimono, with more modern neighborhoods. It is one of the few Japanese cities that was not bombed during the Second World War, so its architecture and heritage remain virtually intact. Located on the island of Honshu, Kyoto is considered the cultural and film center of Japan. Number 9. Dubrovnik, Croatia. It was one of the cities that suffered the most with the Balkan War, causing it to be heavily bombed. Despite the wounds, this European city has managed to recover the ancient beauty that characterizes it. Considered as the Pearl of the Adriatic, this old city that stood out for its importance in the arts and sciences lies behind a wall. Number 8. St. Petersburg, Russia. The former capital of Russia, whose streets and squares lived some of the most bloody pages of its history, is an open-air museum that is hidden in the winter months by snow. The vivid colors of its cathedrals, palaces and buildings shine on their own. Number 7. Prague, Czech Republic. This fairy tale place is one of the most beautiful cities in Europe, and not only for its architecture but for its special sensitivity to art. It has produced extraordinary musicians, writers and filmmakers responsible for giving the city that bohemian touch that characterizes it. In this aspect, it has been compared on numerous occasions with Paris. Number 6. Cape Town, South Africa. An essential destination on your trip to South Africa, Cape Town is possibly one of the most multicultural cities in Africa, and has best integrated its European heritage with its African character. Its main attraction is the explosion of color of its picturesque houses. Like its surroundings, composed of almost virgin nature, we can find large hills and abundant vegetation, and also crystal clear water beaches with penguin colonies. Number 5. Bergen, Norway. It is one of the most photographed cities in Norway and, of course, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Its old quarter, Bryggjen, once occupied by the Hanseatic League, is the postcard of colorful houses that we take from the city. It is located between 7 hills, some of them known to be the place where their popular trolls live. It is also the gateway to the Norwegian fjords. Number 4. Istanbul, Turkey. Halfway between Europe and Asia, Istanbul is an example of coexistence between the ancient traditions with the Western modernity. It was called Byzantium first, and, later, Constantinople. Its history still beats in the oldest part of the city. There we find some of its most significant buildings, such as the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, the Cisterna Basilica, the Topkapi Palace or the Grand Bazaar, capable of taking us back in time. Number 3. San Francisco, United States. The city of the slopes is considered one of the most beautiful cities in the United States. Its large garden areas, the parks where you can disconnect from the big city and the beaches that surround its coast make it one of the favorite places for travelers. The Golden Gate is one of the most recognized icons of America. So is Alamo Square, where you can find the popular Painted Ladies. Number 2. Venice, Italy. The city of the channels is made up of more than 100 small islands joined together by more than 400 bridges. Its main charm lies in the fact that it is a pedestrian city since the only traffic allowed is that of the boats that cross its channels. This is why Venice owns the title of the most romantic and special cities in Europe. Many artists have left their mark on it. A Venetian school of painting actually exists and examples of it can be seen in many museums worldwide. Now, number 1. This was ranked from a random order so number may first not be the best one in your choice. But anyways, number 1. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The city is world famous for 2 things, football and dance samba. Every year, in Rio de Janeiro, it held one of the most spectacular carnivals in the world. Moreover, Brazil, the host country of the World Cup in 2014, and in 2016 it will be the Olympic and Paralympic Games. Rio is a major cultural center of Brazil. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next.